WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WEFM 99.9.
And signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and welcome to this week's edition of Cop Chat. This morning we have joining us Inspector of Police Lyndon Oliver, Sub-Lieutenant of the SVG Coast Guard Service, Mr. Glasgow. Can you give me the correct pronunciation of the name? Brandgogan Glasgow, and PC Renford Samuel. The topic is Know Your Department in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force and what they do. You're listening to Ari, and with me, of course, is Roleza. Good morning, gentlemen and lady.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, SVG.
All right, so if you guys could begin by just telling us a little bit about yourselves and what the division of police you are attached to.
Right, I'm Inspector Lyndon Oliver. I work at Police Headquarters, the Commissioner's Office. This is the main branch of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. I've been working there for over 27 years.
I'm Brandgogan Glasgow. I am attached to the Coast Guard Department. I work out of the Operations Office at the Coast Guard. I'm also attached to the Coast Guard flagship, the Captain Humalsack. And I deal with basically everything that comes into the Coast Guard, from operations to patrols to search and rescue. You name it. There's a lot that we do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, good morning once more. I am Constable Samuel, and I am attached to the Telecommunications Department in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. We basically do communication throughout internally and from the public to the police force. I have been attached there for 12 years now. Thank you.
All right. So I know that you've broken it down or you've explained what you do, but could you give us a little bit more in-depth information in terms of what you actually do?
Okay. At Police Headquarters, we deal with all incoming and outgoing documents, right? In terms of, for example, we have like churches apply to hold crusade and church meetings, Blocko Wet Fete, Juve parties. You know, the commissioner give approval to these functions, you know. And those people who apply will know that if you're going to be having these functions at, as we just say, somebody else's place, whether it's a playing field, you have to get permission to use the playing field before we can give you permission to consider you for permission to hold your function. right? We deal with the importation of fireworks, all letters coming from the government entities, memos, letters requesting security for schools, like how these schools now have their sport meet, they want security, you know, request for the police band, the payments, right? We pay the rental for some of these police buildings. Well, some of the buildings that we rent on a month-to-month basis for the police, right? Also for gasoline and diesel for all the police vehicles. Yes, for these vehicles also, and payments to people like the painters who you see on the roads every day painting, making sure that there are 2 lanes or 3 lanes or whatever the case may be, right? Also, these people who clean the police station, right? Even these people who provide the septic services, right? To help us, right? The police have plumbers who deal with a lot of the plumbing stuff, but then when it becomes a little too much for us, we ask Braxa for a little help. So all these things are channeled through us. We also deal with the issuance of police report, right? If your house get burnt,
God forbid.
yeah, you have to get a police report from us, right? And that is free by law, right? If you get robbed, I mean, you have to get a police report. That is free also. So if you purchase something from courts and your house is broken into, right? And they steal, say for example, a TV, and you're still paying for it at courts, you could come and apply to the commissioner for a police report, right? And we will get the report from the station for which you would have reported it and do up that report for you, but it will cost you $100. Then you take that to court so that you can clear your debts. Right?
Okay.
There are also
so, we
motor
pay,
vehicle.
so we pay the 100 to clear the debts. All right.
No, not that. Well, it's government revenue. We have to collect it. Motor vehicle accident, the same way we deal with that. So if your vehicle gets into an accident, you report it at wherever, whichever station, and then from there, you come to police headquarters, request for the report. We get the information from whichever station you would have reported it, do the report for you. You pay $100 and you get that to deal with whatever insurance, right? We also deal with the police certificates, right? So you get a form from any station, you fill out the required information and you bring it to police headquarters with the requirements for processing. Okay. Normally, you get that in 5 days, but we help people sometimes depending on the nature, sometimes you go by a workplace and they tell you they want it back tomorrow. So we try and assist wherever we can, right? Also, we deal with scholarship program, one of the biggest, not one of the biggest, the biggest, because we have over 400 police children on our scholarship, right? So that is just a few of the things that we deal with amongst many others. I just pick out a few,
Okay, for the listeners that are curious, what is the process for gaining police permission for events, as well as what is the process for getting a security for an event or at your school?
Right. So first you have to request. You have to make a request, right? And in that letter, you have to have the date and the time. That is important. And also a contact number in case that you would have missed any information. So while we peruse your document, say for example, you forget to get the approval for the place for which you're going to have the function. We can call you and tell you we need that because we cannot give you permission to play music at somebody else's place without knowing that you would have got permission to use the person place. Whether it be a sporting complex, a private property, somebody have to own it in order for you. If it's your own place, fine, like your business place. So you just write the letter and we deal with it from there.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Right.
And the security.
The security part, right. So that is made on a determination of the type of function that you're having. So some function, for example, if you're having a color fete, and say, for example, you're having a color fete on the tarmac, right? You're going to be barricading some part of it because it's an open place, right? And then normally we send the person, a police officer who will be in charge of the show with the promoter to the place where they're going to have the function. And they will point out how the whole area is going to be made out and where they're going to need the security, and they will come up with a figure as to how much security that they need. Some shows, it doesn't warrant for you to send somebody, because if you're having, say, for example, a show at a playing field that has whether 3 or 4 entrances, sometimes you don't use all the entrances, they are blocked off, right? So those, you're going to need police at the front entrance and the exit. Then you're going to need police for crowd control, plus you're going to need money to protect your investment, because that is the most important part of the venture. It doesn't make any sense after you go through all this, a man come and take all your money and go because they didn't have. And that is something that a lot of the promoters just liked. But when I deal with them, I tell them, this is the most important part, securing your money at the end of the day. Right? Some of them just say, oh, but it's a little show and I don't want security, but you have one security by the gate and you can have one. Because you could come and pick a fight with me and then the one police distract
you, right?
You understand?
Yeah.
So you're going to need a little backup. And sometimes if you don't explain this to people, they don't understand. Are they thinking about, boy, too much security?
And this comes at a cost, though.
Yes.
Right.
Because police security, these are people who actually are on leave. They're supposed to go home and meet their family, right? And we take them from that and put them for work all night. Can't have them standing up at your show.
All right. Okay.
All right. So in essence, where you're based, you are the hub of all communications coming to the office for the commissioner.
Coming and going, yes.
Right. Okay. So you disseminate from there.
Basically comes through me. Who I am the chief clerk at the office of the Commissioner of Police. So everything comes through, right? And then it is disseminated out.
Okay.
In whichever direction.
All right. So I am going to say something here. So it means that your position, you have to deal with a lot of confidential matters as well, because as a citizen, I could be writing to the commissioner about, let's say, something that's sensitive, right? And it's coming directly to, let's say, you, and then.
Well, a lot of these sensitive and confidential things go straight to the commissioner because most times they come in confidential envelope.
Okay.
So once they come in confidential envelope, they go straight to him.
Okay. So if as a citizen, I wish to write to the commissioner on a confidential matter, is it that I should just put on the envelope confidential for the attention of the
or
commissioner?
You could address directly? It to Enville Williams. Whosoever the commissioner is,
right?
You address it with their name because, if you address an envelope to Commissioner of Police, we open it on the outside, right? But once you put the commissioner himself name on it, we consider it to be personal.
Okay.
So we don't open it.
Okay.
It goes directly to him, he open it, right? So other than the confidential part, you could just put that and that goes directly to him and he opens it.
Okay.
Right? He or his secretary, because they are the ones who deals with these confidential stuff.
Okay. All right. Let me just note. Callers, I recognize that a few persons have started to call, but we're allowing the officers to be able to explain fully their roles or their departments, and then we will take the calls after. Okay. More than likely, maybe after the break, we would start taking calls. So let's just allow them to be able to say everything, and then you have your questions, and then we would allow you to call in. All right. So, yes, Oliver, anything else you wish to add with regards to your department?
Well, I think I've said it all. I mean, well, not all. This is basically a mouthful of what we do on a daily basis at police headquarters, right? Okay. And police headquarters is not only just police, they are civilians, right?
Okay.
We have an AS, an assistant secretary, right? And we have many other administrative staffs along with clerks.
Okay.
Plus the police.
All right. For information,
from that department deals with the salary for the entire police force.
Okay.
Yeah.
For information purposes, what are all of the departments in the Central Police Station?
All of the departments?
Yes.
Right. So they are the Commissioner's Office, Police Headquarters, right? They are the Special Branch, CID, the Major Crimes, the Traffic Branch, right? They are the Process Office. They are the Telecommunication Workshop Office. There's the Police Storeroom, the Police Welfare Office. They are the IT Department within the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, right? The Central Division Office, right? The Fire Department, which is the Central Division part of it also. Right, they are the Police Carpenter Shop, right? They are the Human Resource and Planning Department. They are the Divisional Office, which entails the Deputy Commissioner, the Assistant Commissioner for Crimes, and the Assistant Commissioner for Operations.
Okay.
Right? Plus there's the Central Office that when you come in to Central Police Station that you meet up front.
Okay.
All right. So
I think I missed it. Oh yes, and there's the Criminal Records Office within the CID office that deals with the processing of the records.
Okay,
right?
okay.
The records are processed at CID, but the monies are collected and the application at police headquarters.
Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Sub-Lieutenant Glasgow, you could tell us more about the Coast Guard, and then PC Samuel, you can give us some more information. So we'll be back shortly with Cop Chat.
Do you want to feel clean or refreshed after using the bathroom, whether at home, work, or play? Welcome to My Smart Toilet Seats. All of our products wash your private parts after using the bathroom without the use of your hands. Let's hear what our national table tennis champion, Damian Dublin, has to say.
I tried it and it works. There are 4 options. Simply add an attachment to your existing toilet seat, or choose a non-electric seat, or better, an electric seat that washes and dries you with warm water and air. Lastly, get a complete smart toilet that also flushes itself. What are you waiting for? Get your smart toilet seat today. Be smart, be refreshed, be clean, be a winner like me.
Our smart toilet seat is available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. You can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website at justwashit.vc.
Yes, sir.
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry. We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's everyone's business, yeah. Live it Love it, embrace it.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WeFM 99.9.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 8:32, and welcome back to Cop Chat this morning. Our topic is know your departments in the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force and what they do. We have with us Inspector of Police Lyndon Oliver, Sub-Lieutenant of Police Brad Gorgon Glasgow. I'm trying of the St. Vincent Coast Guard Service, and PC 384 Renford Samuel of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, and they're updating us again on what exactly the departments in the police force do. So we already heard from Inspector Oliver. Now we're gonna hear from Sub-Lieutenant Glasgow about what exactly are the responsibilities of the Coast Guard Service that a lot of people don't know is part of the police force.
Exactly. Good morning again. So the Coast Guard is a department within the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. And I know a lot of people don't know that because, and also the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people will meet you and tell you, well, a Coast Guard man can't lock me up, right? But a Coast Guard officer is vested with the powers of arrest, like every other police in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? So that out of the way. The Coast Guard was born on the 2nd of December, 1980. This year is going to be 44 years since the Coast Guard has been in existence. At the Coast Guard, we have 4 departments. There's an administrative department, an electrical, a mechanical, and an operations department, right? And I guess these departments speak for themselves. Mechanical, they deal with, well, we do our own maintenance and so on for our vessels. So the mechanical and electrical department, they deal with the engines, the technical aspects of stuff. And the operations department, they would deal with the day-to-day operations of the Coast Guard. The admin, they basically deal with the finances of the Coast Guard. So any purchasing, everything that is coming to the Coast Guard base that requires some kind of finance, the admin department will deal with that, right? Apart from that, what do we do? Well, we know that Coast Guard is the primary agency for search and rescue in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? So Search and rescue is one of our main focus. Apart from search and rescue, we do a lot of law enforcement. We do fisheries patrols, we do RSS patrols because we are part of the RSS member states. So from time to time, we are required to do patrols on behalf of the member states. So we do those sort of things. Along with that, we have a summer program that we do every year. Summer program came about in 1994 and it's been running over the years. And it trains a lot of young minds, you know, and not only train the young minds, but they kind of, you know, keep them out of trouble. So during that break, you know, they come there, they do that. Apart from these things, we provide a lot of logistic support for other agencies within St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So if maybe a department needs to be transported somewhere, or if you have, let's say, somebody that is sick who needs some assistance with transportation, we also provide a medical evacuation service for locals here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All right. As a matter of fact, the Grenadines, we have procured a vessel to deal with medical evacuation out of the Grenadines because from time to time, we get a lot of calls to move people from the Grenadines to the mainland to get medical attention, right?
Before you move off of that, is it a case where, as a civilian, I can call the Coast Guard directly to say that I would like some assistance in the medical aspect, or does it have to come from, let's say, a clinic on the island or a doctor on the island? Who can make that call?
It doesn't have to really come from a clinic on the island or a doctor. I mean, if you have the need and you write to the Coast Guard, and even if you have a conversation with the commander based on the need, right? That need would be supplied, you know.
But if it's an emergency, let's say something.
If it's an emergency, so for example, decompression sickness, which is, we call it the bends, right? A lot of divers in St. Vincent, there isn't a chamber per se in St. Vincent for that. But a lot
Not
of
as
divers,
yet.
right? So a lot of divers, they may get
the bends,
right? And being the Coast Guard and the nature of the job that we do and the medevac aspect of it, we would assist those persons whether they want to go to, let's say, Grenada, because Grenada has a chamber. So if they want to go to Grenada, we would assist them in taking them to Grenada, right? Because it's kind of expensive, really. So the more help they can get, you know, we provide the help. You know, so maintenance, we do our own maintenance at the Coast Guard, whether it be vessels, the buildings as well. We try to do as much as possible, taking the weight off, you know, outside agencies, really. So the Coast Guard, it is there for the use of the public. We are basically happy to assist. Our motto is dedicated to saving lives. So in any way that we can be of service to the public, we put our best foot forward to assist. Right?
All right, so I have another question. So given that persons or some persons are of the view that the Coast Guard is separate from the general police service, right? And you've indicated that that isn't the case.
Right.
But your functions are different, a bit different, slightly different,
yes.
right? Let's say for a new person, I want to join the police force. Could I possibly indicate from the jump that I wish to be assigned to the Coast Guard?
Yes, you can do that. It doesn't mean that you're going to be assigned to the Coast Guard. You can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can apply directly to the Coast Guard. Still, it doesn't mean that you're going to be enlisted in the Coast Guard, right? But you can do that as well.
All right. So as you know, a number of parents try to get their children into the Coast Guard program every summer. What exactly does the program offer training in?
Well, the program offer a wide range of activities. Really, it was built around seamanship navigation,
Mm-hmm.
but over the years, it has kind of broadened the scope. So persons get to do, let's say, something like tie dye, or they introduce like they still have the navigation aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
but there are other like from the medical field who would come in and give from the social workers, they will come in and give a presentation. We teach them etiquette, wide range of topics. They do sometimes do a treasure hunt,
Mm-hmm.
that sort
Swimming?
of thing. Swimming, yes. So there's a wide range of topics that they cover on the program, and it's 1 week, so there's only so much that you can pack into that 1 week, right? And at the end of it, they get to do some navigation, see what we do, because we take them on a day tour, right? So they get to see a little bit of what the Coast Guard actually does and get to interact with the equipment and that sort of thing. Right?
Okay.
Product of the Coast Guard summer program back in the day.
Yes.
All right. All right. So Samuel, over to you. Telecommunications.
Yes. Good morning once more to the listening audience. I am attached to the telecommunications, the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, which have two sections. It have the workshop that is located at the Central Police Station, and it have the police control room that is located at the Kittles Police Station. At the workshop, we responsible for all the electrical maintenance of all the police stations in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We do all electronics repairs. We maintain the VHF radio communication system. And we also partner with ITSD, which is the government's IT department, to help maintain the CCTV system. So that's basically what we do at the telecom workshop. What we do at the control room, we basically communicate in a different way than headquarters. We basically use electronic device to communicate, such as telephone, VHF radios, and so forth, emails and stuff. We are responsible for answering the emergency lines. We have dispatchers at the control room at Kittles, and we are responsible for the police headquarters line, which is 457-1211. We're responsible for all that telecommunication aspect of the police force. We receive information from the public, and we transfer them to the various departments which they would like to go into the police force. And also we send information from internally in the police force to the public also. Basically the control room, there does be a lot going on there sometimes. Sometimes the emergency lines rings off. You're there. Sometimes we have a lot of prank calls on the emergency lines.
Bomb scares.
Yes. A lot of children use the emergency line to call the police and stuff like that. But being an operator, you have to hold your composure because you can be easily frustrated with those kind of calls. And the thing is, you can't really say which call is genuine from which call is a prank call. So you have to give every call your attention. We in the operator room, we also monitor the CCTV system. A couple of years ago, we launched the CCTV system where we set up cameras various places in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In St. Vincent, basically. Yeah, not in the Grenadines.
I was wondering.
Not in the Grenadines yet. Right. So we monitor those cameras from the control room. So, for instance, if you have an event, like in an area where we have cameras there, we will pay like more attention to that area where the event is being hosted on that camera to see if we find anything unusual, so that we can call the closest station or the closest station to that event and report what we saw. We also help with investigating matters, help investigators by they will request footage from the CCTV cameras. So we assist them in whatever footage we find and what they're requesting for. So we assist them with that. Basically, that is what we do at the telecommunications department.
Okay. All right. So a call was coming in a while ago. So what we would do at this time, given that the officers have explained their various departments in depth, we can facilitate calls now, right? So remember, the number to call is 457-9997, and already we do have a call. Hi, caller. Good morning. Caller, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. You're live. All right, and if you can make your, go ahead. But if you can make your points about a minute, we would appreciate that, please. Your point or your question.
Less than a minute. You could also use it for traffic offenses, because a few years ago I was in England and I ran a bus stop. I was driving in the bus stop and I got a ticket, a camera ticket. And the camera tickets, they send the camera ticket to the United States to me, and I had to pay it. So you can use that for people who rent cars in St. Vincent if they have committed a traffic offense, and you have the camera, you could pick it up and send the ticket to them when they return back to their country. So it's very important, the cameras.
All right.
All right, bye.
Okay, thank you. All right, any comments?
Yes, we are headed in that direction. Well, for the past couple of months, you have seen like video footage of omnibuses driving recklessly on the road, right? We use that footage and prosecute the driver in court. So we are moving towards that so that we can monitor traffics and monitor drivers, and if they're committing certain offense on the road, we can use our footage and the camera to prosecute them in court.
Okay.
All right.
Caller, you go ahead.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we'll take the calls and comments with the time remaining to wrap up the segment. So we'll be back shortly.
First National Bank says get the home you've always wanted with zero down. That's right, as we celebrate more than 85 years of being here for you as the first Indigenous bank, we're giving 85 individuals 100% financing to achieve their dream of home ownership. This is possibly the most important decision you'll ever make. 100% financing for your dream home. Call or come into First National Bank today and ask about our zero down payment, 100% financing for mortgages. First National Bank, here for you.
At Lynch Caribbean, yes, we offer comprehensive insurance solutions and broking, but we are more than an insurance broker. We drill down to your core business strategy. We keep a pulse on risk to keep your operations healthy.
On your mark, get set.
Along the way, helping you to drive competitive advantages. At Lynch Caribbean, we have your back. Contact us today for insurance solutions, strategic risk advisory, and more. Call 453-3300. Email info@lynchcaribbean.com or visit our office in Beachmont, Kingstown. Follow Lynch Caribbean SVG on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, or visit www.lynchcaribbean.com.
Let's get your laundry clean and fresh with the widest range of washing machines and dryers in SVG. At Singer, choose between our West Point and Speed Queen brands with an array of washing machines with payments starting as low as $92 per month. Your laundry room wouldn't be complete without a Whirlpool or Speed Queen electric or gas-operated dryer, saving your energy consumption. Also in stock is our West Point washer-dryer combo for only $136 per month. One machine that does the work of two. No need to change machines. Just toss in your laundry and forget about it. Whether your preference in machines is top-loading or front-loading, whether you want a 9-kilogram or a larger 15-kilogram washer, whether you're looking for a gas or electric dryer, we've got it all at Singer. Visit us today and get the washing machine and dryer that's perfect for you. Singer, your family company.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack Enterprise Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WeFM 99.9.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
And we are back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 8:54. We have about roughly 6 minutes to wrap up our cop chat this morning. With us in studio, we have Inspector of Police Lyndon Oliver, PC Renford Samuel, and from the SVG Coast Guard Service, Sub-Lieutenant Glasgow. You're listening to Arian, of course. Roleza is here. We're giving listeners a chance to... Oh, wow. We already have the calls coming in for you guys.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning to the panel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just a question for the Coast Guard, officer there. One, what is the strength of the Coast Guard at this moment?
At this moment, we're about 100 or so strong.
Okay. And two, these kids who you are training, is any one of them has also actually returned back to the Coast Guard?
Well, many. We often and through other different departments of the St. Vincent, you go there and they tell you about the Coast Guard summer program, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, that's very good compliment because you see a fruit of your labor.
True. True.
Thank you very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for the
All
call.
right. All right. So remember, it's an interactive program. We are facilitating your calls at this time, 457-9997. Remember, callers, you have a minute to raise your question or your comment. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. Good morning, my brother. And good morning to the officers. And let me say the message. I'm going to be very short. But I'm going to. Do you have Inspector Oliver in the studio?
Were you listening?
Well, the thing is that I heard Inspector Oliver, but I wasn't sure if it's the Inspector Oliver I know.
Go ahead. Oh.
Yes, but if you have an Inspector Oliver, I just want to thank him very much because this is one of the individuals who have helped me to trust the police. He is the only officer in a senior department that literally would speak to me in any way. All of the others doesn't. And I just want to say to you, since the new commissioner came in place, the situation has gotten extremely terrible at the public relations section. I call it every day. There's a lady, she doesn't really know anything about crime. She doesn't know anything. And most of the other senior officers, I mean, I understand that Sergeant Ross is sick. But I'm only saying is that for me, it's very, very, very difficult to communicate with the police. I just want to say I didn't hear PR call as part of the, but I could say for all of the countries that are going through difficulties, we are now #1 per capita for crime. The main thrust of the commissioner, the main thrust of the Minister of National Security, sometimes turns out to be the Prime Minister, is that the public relations section is the front line. Public relations section, not just for the main office, but for the departments across the country. The police are very disorganized and talking the truth. And I'm only saying here, I'm begging you all officers, it ain't me to send you come and talk with CCT and you're not connected with the police, because most of the times when you call the other station, you don't even know how much more it is. It is time that you all officers understand that in order for you to be able to be effective, you have to be accountable. Not accountable to a politician, not accountable to a commissioner, accountable to the people.
Okay.
And I know I'm not happy with the presentation study from you all. I'm very disappointed.
Okay, so
It's
since
very
you speak with
partisan. I'm
Oliver,
very disappointed.
since you speak with Oliver frequently, you could probably address it with him
Inspector
another
Oliver, he
time.
is a wonderful officer. Wonderful officer. He is
Okay.
not in any party. He listens to the public, and if you put him as the commissioner tomorrow, you will see crime go down.
All right, Hubble.
very,
Thank
very
you.
serious about
Thank you,
this.
Hubble.
Thank you,
Thank you. All right, there's silence in the room. Anybody wants to say anything?
Well, I would have missed a few offices at Central Police Station. The Public Relations Office, the Legal Office, right? We deal with all the legal stuff within the police force. Also the firearm department.
Okay. All right. So we are going to take one last call at this time because we have to wrap up in a few minutes. So remember, caller, you have a minute to make a contribution.
Yes, I listen wonderful program. Sometimes it have up and down, across, sideways. And them is doing a wonderful job. Also the Coast Guard, because last week I had an incident. A guy pulled a cutlass at me at the fish market. And immediately I went to CID. And right away they take my information and they asked me, can I identify the guy? And I went back to my fish market and the problem was solved. And on the next thing again, I would like to see mostly, and that's my personal views, the fire station must be separated from the police. In other words, like how we do in the war, the guy, like I use a place for the special station. I don't know how because I live abroad. But it's 24/7, police station, police, ambulance, everybody up and down in the sun. We all connected, so 1 into 1 is one. And I would like to see more computers and more cameras set up in rural areas. Sometimes people, when in America, when somebody commit a crime, and say, Madam, can I use your camera, please? Because you have a camera pick up the same person right there. I don't say this is like that. And they allow them to see the crime committed on their camera, and right away they get the information. And before I go forward, what I like to see, I am from outside, and I come in to say, I want to see the commissioner of police. I have a big bag. Going up to see commissioner of police. The police in front of the gate, they ain't going to search me, and that is bad. That is bad. Sometimes at the port of entry, you must search. In America, you don't do that. They say anybody with big bag is a long gun to search, and you must start to adopt that principle. And before I go, we will call the play within the, if it's a CID, I have a problem with Commissioner Bailey last year, and he never show up. So then I will let you, we will the commission, the play within that part, because everything is a good call, you go by a book, we call a call. So yeah, I will listen off here. So that's my contribution.
All right, thank you, caller.
Wow. Well, I should say, we have the second phase of the CCTV system coming soon, where we'll be placing more cameras in, you could say, hotspot area in Kingston, and more cameras in the rural areas, also the Grenadines. So we will have a wider coverage of what is going on, and we monitor a wider area in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
All right. How soon is soon?
Well, we are in the process now. We organizing. Well, we the cameras are here already, so we're just doing the logistics and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's now 9:01 here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I would just like you guys to, if there's anything you'd like to leave with the public before we end the segment today, this is your chance to say it as we say our goodbyes.
All right. Just to mention that there's also a sub base in Canawan and Beckley for the general public. If you're in that location and you need the assistance of the Coast Guard, you can reach out to them. Otherwise, the Coast Guard, the telephone number there is 457-4578. If you send in an email, it's svgcoguard@vincisurf.com. So
SVG
Coguard.
Okay.
CO Guard.
Yes.
Okay.
vincisurf.com. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, we at police headquarters are there to help the public in any way possible. So if you are unsure of anything, you can call us at 456-1102. That's the commissioner's direct number, or 457-1211, and they will put it to headquarters, and we can explain to you anything that you need to know. And if you called and we can't explain it, we can point you to somebody who will be better able to help. You know, so have a good day. Take care.
All right, Mr. Telecoms.
Okay. What I would like to advise parents out there is to monitor their kids when they're using their telephone and stuff to help in the reduction of the prank calls, the emergency calls, and stuff like that. But Telecom is available for the public, and any emergency, genuine emergency, you can always call 911 or 999.
And this is 24 hours, 7 days a week, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us this morning for a very informative cop chat.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, take care, guys.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
And the